now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Yeah. Even though I feel like we're a little bit late to the party, but who gives a fuck? Attack on Titan ended. I don't know if you would say that, but in my opinion, it's definitely one of the greatest anime of all time. Like, would you disagree with that?
100%.
Okay.
Not
yeah, would you
disagree.
agree?
I agree. I agree. It's one of the best. Yeah.
Definitely, like, I think, cause some of the things I don't like about anime, Attack on Titan doesn't do. Like when it comes to some of the humor, like some of the humor in anime doesn't really hit for me. But I think they kind of there's no real time to be humorous in like war. You know what I'm saying? So like niggas ain't joking. Niggas is straight to the point, killing niggas type shit. And then fan service. There's zero fan service in this show, which is another thing that I don't like about anime. Yeah, it's just straight. And I would say there's zero filler in this show. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like even if it's like the action might slow down, but that doesn't mean it's filler. It's more like the thing I like about it is just kind of like another day in the life of them. Like they're just living their lives versus it being like, oh, let's just go on a mission real quick that has nothing to do with anything. It's kind of just them dealing with the consequences of their actions, which I'm a big fan of. I don't think we ever touched upon the first 3 seasons. I mean, we could just give like a quick what we thought about it. First season, perfect. It might be the best first season of an anime of all time that I've ever seen. Second season, I would say it was good, but it wasn't great. And I think the wait for season 1 and season 2 really killed the momentum. But obviously, it's like the show itself is still good, but it's just one of those situations where they took way too long to drop season 2. So like I watched season 1 and then I didn't watch anything. Like I literally watched season 1 and then I didn't watch anything until the first half of season 4. That's when I binged through all of it. So yeah, first season, damn near flawless, 9.5 type shit. Second season, I would give it like a solid 8. And the third season, it was probably my least favorite, but it also had one of my favorite scenes, which is Levi escaping Kenny clean. Come on,
Yeah,
clean as
that
fuck.
scene was crazy.
But I feel like season 3, I don't know if it's purposely, but it was very exposition heavy, just giving, which makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Like season 3 is where they literally give you the answer to everything. Like every question you ask, they give you the answer to, you know what I'm saying? And whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, it doesn't matter. It's just the fact that I do feel like it was just a little people just telling us everything, you know what I'm saying? Which makes sense. We obviously have to find out everything that's going on. The whole intrigue of Attack on Titan is the mystery, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was really good. So yeah, if I had to give it a score, I would probably give it like so first season 9.5, second season I would probably say 8.5, third season 8. Yeah, like 8. So what'd you think about the first 3?
That feels like pretty much solid with me. I would give the first season a 9. The second season, I would give that an 8, and I'll give the third season actually a 9 too. I love the third season.
Almost as good as the first season though? I don't know.
No, it's not better than the first season.
I'm saying has good. You said 9 first season, 9.
Yeah.
So it's as good as the first season. I don't know.
I think it is, man, because we learned a lot of information during that season. I feel like that was very important to the show. And there were some crazy cutscenes, bro. Like Levi was putting in work, the Beast Titan was putting in work, the Armor Titan was putting in work.
Yeah, this is the okay. So I'm trying to, cause it was a while since I watched it. So season 3, that was the season where they kidnapped Eren and like they were trying to go get him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
And then also with the
The second season was when Annie got revealed, right?
well, that was the first
So
season.
that was the first season. That ended the first season.
Yeah.
And then like it went off that.
The second season was finding out about the Armored Titan and the Colossal Titan, and you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
which is one of the craziest reveals ever. Like he's just like, "Yo, come here real quick, let me talk to you." Like he was like shit was crazy. But yeah. But
It was funny though how like when they realized they turned around and this nigga just like looking at them like all sad and he transforms. I was like, oh
yeah,
shit.
that whole scene was just crazy, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie, that was probably one of the craziest scenes. Like, cause like you just felt the tension in the air. Like niggas was like, yo, what is about to happen? But yeah, it doesn't matter. I still disagree with you that season 3 wasn't as good as season 1. But you know, to each his own. But I do want to talk about. We're gonna specifically focus on the ending, but I do feel like because we didn't talk about the first part of season 4, we might as well talk about it. I have some pros and some cons, just light shit. And then after I'll ask you like, what's your thoughts on like the first half of season 4? So the first half of season 4, for pros, I put I enjoyed just seeing Reiner's perspective pretty much, and like just seeing the Marlene's perspective, because that's just something I do as a person. So seeing it, I feel like they don't really do that a lot in shows or movies where it's like they put you in the place of the other people, you know what I'm saying? It's usually like, oh, they did it because they have family to save or something like that, which yeah, that's a reasonable cost. But once you're like once you're following them throughout their whole journey, like the first half of the season 4, you're just following everybody from Marley, like, and hearing Reiner's thoughts, like how he just regrets everything, and like just seeing everything from their perspective. I really enjoyed it. Another one I put was, of course, Eren being undercover. That shit was clean as fuck. I feel like, because the reason why I really liked it was just because it takes you a second. No matter who it is, you could be the biggest Attack on Titan fan, but it takes you just a couple seconds to really be like, is that Eren? I don't know. Like, you feel me? You gotta really like think twice. Like, which is hard. I fuck with that shit up. Also, pretty much how they look at Eren as the boogeyman. Like, they're like, yo, this nigga is a demon. Like, we have to stop this. Like, it's like they're not even talking about the Eldians anymore. They're just talking about like, this nigga, you gotta stop him. Like, he is a problem. Like, I love that. Like, I love when like niggas just talk about the main character on like, yo, like he's Batman. Like, yo, if you see that nigga, run, bro. Like, shit is serious. I love that. Again, also I put even though like he knows Eren and Reiner are on the same, pretty much they're the same. They're like, yo, we're exactly the same. We're just doing what we have to like for our country and shit. And I just love that Eren is like, I don't give a fuck though. I'm teeing up right now. Yo, that shit was crazy. He was just like, yo, please don't do it. And he's just like, nigga, we're the same. Like, I feel you. Well, I don't give a fuck. I'm going crazy. He literally was just like, hey, y'all did it to me, I gotta do it to y'all. I respect that, nigga. You feel me? An eye for an eye, for real. They really set a course of something that they couldn't stop. Like, them sending them niggas over there ended up being their downfall. You know what I'm saying? Which I love. Also, obviously, Armin, that bombing scene was fucking crazy. Like,
yo, I would not expect that from him, bro. Honestly, I wouldn't expect him to do some shit like that. I couldn't see him doing that.
nigga, they're all after. I just feel like everybody is just different in season 4. Like, niggas is on time in season 4, you know, which I love. Seeing his face, like, he just looked up. He just blew everything up. Like, that shit was crazy. That shit was hard. The whole plot about the Jaegerists, I feel like that's so fire. Just because we've technically as has the protagonist, we are, and as the watchers, we are Jaegerists. Like, you feel me? Like, we're rooting for him to win. So the fact that like we get to see that like being unfolded has like characters on both sides, Marlians and aliens, are like, yo, this nigga, he's onto something. Like, I really fuck with what he's got going on. Like, so I fucked with that whole concept of just having people like kind of like praise him. Like, of course, there's a side of people that like, yo, this nigga's something. Like, he's a demon. But there's also a side of people like, yo, like, this nigga's a god. Like, he could bring like peace to the world, pretty much, you know. So I think that was fire. What's it called? Also, the fact that like I feel like nobody in the show truly knows Eren's full intentions. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he could. The fact that he could just flip flop any sides and niggas don't really know what his intentions are, I feel like it's dope because as a viewer we're also asking the same questions, like, what is this nigga's intentions? Like, you feel me? If his best friends don't know what's going on with this nigga, like, we're on the complete opposite end. We don't really know what's going on with him either. Also, like, because of what we saw in season 4, like the way he was talking and acting, like, oh, this is not the same Eren we've seen the last 3 seasons. Clearly, this nigga's something went wrong with him, and he's just a monster right now. And for my last pro, I have Gabby. Gabby, I feel like what they did with her was smart. They pretty much made Eren, but kind of pushed forward his thought process. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had somebody come bomb her. Of course, she's gonna be upset. She's gonna go kill somebody, and then she realizes like that person had a family, that person had people that loved her, and then it was pretty much like the entirety of Eren's character arc kind of squished into like the first half of the 4th season. Well, I would say overall season 4. So season 4 is just pretty much, for Gabby, it was just all of like, she's pretty much little Eren, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything Eren felt like she felt, and then like she's also seeing like that like her ways isn't right. Like, everything she thought, like when I don't know if this is part 1, when her and Falco get trapped on the island, and then they're pretending to be from there, and then the girl pretty much finds out that she's not from there. She just fucking tweaks out. She's like, you're a fucking demon, you're a monster, like we need to kill all y'all niggas. Like, she didn't care, like, until later on she starts seeing like, bro, these are just regular people, you know what I'm saying? Like that whole boogeyman shit that niggas was telling her, like feeding her, that shit was cap, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, those were my favorite parts of the first half of season 4. For cons, I put number 1, my biggest con of season 4 is the animation. I don't like it at all. Like, it's not good. Like, it's not like, oh, I don't like it. Like, I think it's bad. Like, I think it's bad, in my opinion. And I feel like it's a huge, just like, almost like a spit in the face of the first 3 seasons. Just because I feel like, yes, the animation was great in the first 3 seasons, but it wasn't like fucking Mappa or some shit, you know what I'm saying? So the fact that they did what they did, it truly feels like a step back. Like, they can't fully animate like the Titans. They can't fully animate like the fights, the fight scenes like as good as the first 3 seasons, you feel me? Like, and that kind of trickles on to like another con was pretty much the fight between Eren and the Warhammer Titan. It felt very underwhelming, and just like, yo, like, just because the way they talked about the Warhammer Titan was like, yo, this is pretty much the strongest Titan, you feel me? Like, niggas gotta watch out for her or him. And then like that fight between them was just like, alright. Like, compare that fight to the fight at the end of at the fight at season 2 where it was Eren versus the Armor Titan. Like, them niggas was banging. Or like Eren versus the female Titan. Them niggas was banging. Like, it was clean, it was smart, it was like collected, it was just fire. Like, And then comparing it to that fight, it was just like, I think the entirety of what was happening was more interesting than them fighting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like them attacking them was more interesting and like hyped up the moment more because of what was happening versus like Eren versus the Warhammer Titan. Another con I have is Mikasa. I don't know what is going on with her. I just feel like one, I hate the way she looks. It doesn't look good at all. I don't know who thought that was hard. It's not. I'm sorry. And two, it feels very like they don't really know what to do with her. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm the only one who feels that way. I just feel like they really, because I know I'm kind of skipping towards like just the end of the series. The end of the series. Look how completely different Eren is, and look how completely different Armin is. You feel me? The three main characters, Eren, Armin, and Mikasa, right? And of course, not everybody's supposed to like change, but I just feel like Eren's change is crazy. Like that change from season 1 to season 4 that's a different nigga. You feel me? Armin's change, that's a different nigga. No matter how like, yes, he's still smart. Yes, he's still like caring as a person, but he's cold-hearted. Like he's ready to do what he has to do. Like that nigga compared to the crybaby in season 1. You feel me?
By the end of the show, bro, he's different.
He's a different nigga. So I just wanted that for Mikasa, and I feel like we didn't get that. You know what I'm saying? That's just kind of how I felt. I just felt like she was just there to be like, "Oh, I love you, Eren," or some shit. Like I don't know. It just felt like they could have had more. Yes, the whole backstory about her people was interesting, but I just felt like I don't know. It just felt like out of the three characters, she was just lacking the most, and I felt like I really fucked with Mikasa in the first few seasons. Like so. I just was expecting more from her, pretty much. And my final con for the first half of season 4 was Levi versus the Beast Titan. When they fought again, I just thought it was just gonna be more. Like it just, because it was pretty much like a round 2. Like yo, this is round 2, nigga, let's get it. Compare round 1 to round 2. Obviously, round 1 is crazier because of Erwin and all them niggas dying, and you know what I'm saying. Of course, it's very hectic, but I just felt like round 2 like should have been as good or even better, but it wasn't. It just felt a little underwhelming to me. I don't know if I was expecting too much, but how you can't blame me. The first time they fought was crazy. Like I just assumed like they were just gonna I don't know get down again, but that's fine. But yeah, that's what I had to say about the first half of season 4. What do you think about like the first half of season 4?
So the first half of season 4, it brings me back to the last episode of season 3 when Eren basically gets the elixir and finds out everything that happened with his father and what's going on. There's like a whole world out there with Eldians and the Marlians, and how his father basically was a part of this terrorist group, and basically how he had a son, Zeke, and stuff like that. And then it's funny because the pro is the change of Eren as a character, because I feel like it was one of the biggest changes I've ever seen in a main character ever in an anime show. Because other than Heineke from Tokyo Ghoul, he's the one character I've seen that changed the most. Because this dude was always smiling. This dude was upbeat. I wouldn't say he was the most intelligent person either. You know what I mean? He wasn't.
Wait, you saying Eren?
Yeah, I wouldn't say he was much of a planner. He was more of a soldier rather than leader. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you could see the fire in his eyes. He had hope. And as soon as he got that elixir, bro, he was crying and shit. And like, all right, like you could see something was wrong. And then the reveal of him in the first, was it the first episode of season 4? I don't even think he was in the first episode of season 4.
He was probably like in the third or something like that.
When he appeared in season 4, you were like, that was one of the illest reveals. It's like, yo, who the fuck is that nigga?
Kruger? Yeah, that shit was hard.
like you see like the light in his eye is gone. He looks like he doesn't even want to live no more, to be honest. He looks like he's just going through emotions. And that's my favorite part of the fourth season is the reveal of Eren, how he looks and how he's talking. He has like this nihilistic vibe, like nothing really matters. You know, he could see and understand why they did what they did, because he was living in their country and basically seeing how they were brought up and basically brainwashed to believe and think that they were devils. You know what I mean? It's not something that it was a part of their culture. So they had no choice but to behave and think that they were monsters, because people were saying that they were the demons and monsters, and the only way to save basically the world was to take them out. So he can't be mad at that. Like, he would have probably fell for the same thing, you know what I mean? So I kind of find it cool how like the main character is having a better grasp on like the human world. He's really thinking about like the like sociological like aspect of the world, because Eren doesn't seem to come off as that guy that would think like that, you know what I mean? Until he saw that flash of all the information that he got from his father, and then for him to know that and become a villain is crazy, because that's what he is. I think he's a villain.
Season 4, he's the main villain. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's definitely a villain. So this is the first time I kind of seen like a main character
turn into the villain.
To be the hero, become a villain. You know what I mean? Other than, I can't even say Light Yagami was.
He was always a villain.
He was always a villain. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's interesting. Like, I've never seen a show that did that. I felt like I was watching a villain show.
And to like add upon what you're saying, I actually feel like after completing the series, I actually feel like Eren might be one of the most realistic main characters of all time. Like, everything he thinks and believes, I understand why he thinks that way. Like, the way he's talking to people, like, bro, like, why y'all want to be fucking sheep and sit in this wall? Like, we gotta get out of there. And everyone's like, no, we can't. Like, it's dangerous out there. And he's like, nah, fuck that. Like, you feel me? Like, and he's literally like thinking like a real person. And then I truly believe, and then once he becomes a Titan and all that, and then he figures out everything, I truly understand why he became the way he become. One, the nigga only can live like 7 years or some shit like that. Like, of course he's gonna be nihilistic. He doesn't give a fuck about anything. Like, you feel me? That, and then finding out like what his dad did, and like pretty much like the generational shitting that they've done. They just completely shitted on all their people. Like all of that. And then the fact that he could see into the future and he could see into the past, like, of course he'll be nihilistic. Like, he don't give a like. I wouldn't give a fuck, bro. Like, honestly, like if I saw the future and I see what's coming, and I can see the past, I can see what all the mistakes my father made, and all the mistakes and all the fucked up shit my father did, like slaughtering those people in that cave. Like, you feel me? Like, of course he would feel that way.
I was confused because during that reveal, right? It was saying that, was he the one telling his father what to do the whole time?
Yes.
That's what I was confused.
So I don't know if I could be wrong, but this is kind of how I interpreted it. It's kind of like you know how you have your inside voice, like only you can hear. It kind of like that. Like, he was pretty much he was able to touch his father in a way, like, talk to him, or like kind of guide him in the direction he wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like that scene where he's sitting there and then he's talking. He's like, "Yo, don't be a bitch, nigga. Go over there and fuck them niggas up." Like, you know, like, and then also even that, like, sending the Titan to go kill his mom. You feel me? So like it's pretty much he's setting up everything to happen for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So kind of how I seen it was just kind of like they're all connected. All the founder Titans are connected, and they can kind of like give each other advice or like, you know, kind of point each other in certain directions. That's kind of how I figured it, especially once that happened, and then him saying that he sent that Titan to go kill his mom. Like, that kind of was like, okay, he was pretty much setting up everything so he could be the one to end the world, pretty much, like end the suffering of his people. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I imagined it. But
So that's what I found shocking in that part for the first season, because you find out like, damn, this dude is the cause of all this. He's kind of the cause of his own demise, and the demise of others. And he was fighting to find out who the villain was, and comes to find out he's the villain.
He's the villain. For real.
That reveal was crazy. That's why I found like the plot of season 1 was a pro. The character development of Eren was a pro. One of my favorite scenes too is they were basically showing how different the people of Paradise were different from the world, because while everyone's running away or fearful of Titans, it's like they weren't afraid at all to fight the Titans. They knew how to fight the Titans. They were more weaker against humans than Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they knew how to take care of Titans pretty easily compared to the humans and modern technology weapons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I found interesting. And then the cons that I have was the animation too. Like, the first thing that came to my mind, you talked about it, was the fight between Eren and the Warhammer Titan. The animation wasn't as good on par as I wanted it to be. And I feel like the fight was really short-lived. Like, the Warhammer Titan only did a couple of moves, and then Eren just bit that shorty.
He used the Jaw Titan to bite the glass.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just felt like it's not like I deserved more, but you can't show me greatness and then slack at the end. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes it feel, and then especially the wait, bro. Season 1 came out when niggas is in high school type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? So it took all this time, and I understand the reason. It's because they switched studios, but that's not a good reason. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not a good reason to switch studios. And wait, did Mappa do the first 3 seasons, or am I tripping?
I don't think they did the first 3.
They did the last one.
I think they started on the last one. Yeah, the last season 4.
Yeah, that's the first time where I'm like, Mappa, that's not a hit for me.
Wasn't it like coming off as like 3D at some areas, and then
it's every time they turned to the Titan, it was 3D.
Yeah, but was that in part 2 too? But I didn't see that in part 2.
Yeah, it was in part 2. Yeah, we just kind of got used to it, pretty much. Like, if you go back and watch the first 3 seasons, you can tell the difference. But yeah, let's just jump right into it. The part 2 of season 4. This shit was like a movie. I ain't gonna lie. There's a lot of a lot of explaining to do, which I understood. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed the entirety of I'm just gonna put season 4 all together, and I'm just gonna say I enjoyed the entirety of season 4. You know what I'm saying? I truly, for the second part though, I truly only have one con, but I'm gonna go over the pros. So first off, I have Eren and Zeke's relationship. I just feel like it's cool because for so long we saw Zeke as this like menacing figure. For him to be like, yo, I'm just trying to reconnect with my brother. You feel me? Like, and that, looking at that aspect, and like, he pretty much had a shitty father that never really took care of him and shit. You feel me? Like, I understood why he looked at life in that direction, you know, in that way, and pretty much seeing that they truly never knew each other. Like, they both, Zeke thought he was playing Eren the entire time. You feel me? Like, he thought he was just gonna use his little brother, when in all reality, Eren was just using that nigga. You feel me? It was just like their relationship is so strange, but it's like it was very entertaining to watch. I would say, not knowing who was playing who. Another pro I had to put, of course, Gabby again. She was great in the second half of the season. Bro, that scene she ran up, bow! So that shit was hard. That shit was fine. I was like, yo, I was like, yo, this bitch is a dog. Like, she got that dog in her. You feel me? You can just tell she got that dog in her.
No fear in her phones, bro. No fear.
She's with the shits.
Kinda crazy.
A big ass sniper, right? That shit was crazy.
Little kid's not afraid to die, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah,
They're not afraid to die.
I fuck with Gabby. I would also throw in Falco in there as well. I really enjoyed seeing his perspective. He did remind me of Armin to a degree, but I felt like he had his own kind of style, just cause like he was willing to go to war to just for like, it was more like Gabby was just doing it she just, the way how it was explained to me, Gabby just wanted to be like a star. She just wanted to be that bitch, you feel me? But Falco wanted to do it to protect people. You know what I'm saying? So it was just kind of like two different ideologies kind of fighting, you know what I'm saying? Which I thought was pretty cool. Next, this line. I'm pretty sure this is from Gene, but this is one of the coldest lines in the show. Nigga said, "We became what they thought we were, and we're doing what they feared we do because we have to." Like, that's a fucking bar. Like, literally, like, they were scared of them because they thought that they would do something that would destroy the world. And the fact that they were so scared, they sent people to kill them, which caused them to destroy the world. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much like what came first, the chicken or the egg. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like, and I think that whole concept is just fire. Like, nigga said, yo, we're doing this because we have to. It's not like, nigga, we were chilling. We were just cool. We were chilling in our own little corner, and niggas came and played with us. So he was like, y'all play with us, now it's up. So that's why I totally understood both sides of people like, nah, I don't want genocide. But then the other side, like, nigga, fuck them. Nigga, like, they all wanted us dead. They all wanted us dead. Like, we'll live a more prosperable life with the people that hate us gone. But at the other time, it's like they're doing exactly what they said they would do, so that would make the world hate them. You know what I'm saying? That would make people want to come attack them, and it's just like this vicious cycle, which I thought was just hard as fuck. When Gene said that, I was like, yo, that was hard, and I gotta give him to him. I'm pretty sure it was Gene that said that. Also he said the world picked a fight and lost. Nigga spitting right there. He was spitting hard. Like, that's a fact, nigga. Like, they were chilling, bro. They would barely leave the walls. Barely. And they sent niggas over there. And like, they were like, y'all picked a fight with us, bro. Like, you feel me? Like, now y'all getting the consequences of fighting with us. Like, that shit was just hard. I just gotta give it to him. When he said that, I was like, that's a fact. Like, nobody can say that. Nobody can say that they didn't start it. Like, you feel me? Like, the people on the outside of the walls, like, they didn't start it. Like, nobody can say that that's not true. You feel me? Like, niggas was chilling and they attacked them. So it was up after that. I gotta respect it. Also, I think another pro I have is, I think Armin and Mikasa's relationship was great in the second half. Just because, obviously, it was good in the first half, but I feel like it was great in the second half just because they were the only two holding each other together in that situation. Like, Eren was just a lost cause. You feel? I think it was just a lost cause, and both of them were pretty much breaking down. Like, they didn't really know what to do. You feel me? So if they didn't have each other, they like it would have been fucked. You know what I'm saying? Like, they wouldn't have been able to have a calm mind and really think things through and plan things out, you know what I'm saying? So I think their relationship was very strong in the second half of the season. I really enjoyed it. Also, so 2 more pros. One more. The one I have is Falco's Titan form. That shit was hard. That shit was hard. That shit was hard.
I wasn't even expecting that, to be honest.
Bro, I don't know why it took me a second to remember that, like, everybody who becomes a Titan is different. Like, they have their own thing, which I feel like is hard as fuck. And that continues on to my other pro, just seeing the older Titans, the older 9 Titans, and how different they were. I feel like that was such a cool concept. Like, I wish we saw more. Like, you feel me? Just seeing the older Titans. Like, I like just seeing how different everybody's Titan is. You know what I'm saying? Like, seeing the OG Jaw Titan and then seeing Falco become like the fucking bird. Like, that shit was just crazy. You feel me? And also on top of that, can you imagine if the Titans could fly? Like, what the fuck? Like, the fact that he could fly is just crazy. Like, that was just something that there was a bar, and I wouldn't have thought to like Titans flying. Like, what? That's crazy. But then once I saw it, I was like, yo, that's crazy. Like, I would have never thought of something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta give him props for that. Yeah. That was all my pros. What did you enjoy from the second half of season 4?
So, one of the things that I love about Attack on Titan is that they know how to bring urgency and real like, how can I say, like, fear for the characters, if they're gonna survive or if they're gonna be able to complete this mission. Like, even though we know somehow some other group is gonna survive and it's gonna be a victory, while we're watching, you don't feel like it. Like, you truly don't feel like it. Even if, like, as a viewer, you know that somehow someone's gonna have to put a stop to this, and somehow the world's gonna find peace in some sort of way. As a viewer, we even though we know that when you're watching, you start to forget that's gonna happen. And then I also like the fact that it was really diving deep into Eren's psyche on why he did the, what was the terminology they called that?
The rumbling.
The rumbling, yeah. Why he did the rumbling. Although I don't fucking agree with what he did, I don't think I would have been able to do what he did, man. To be honest, he killed basically like 80% of the population of the world, some shit like that, and left 20% left. And the only reason why he did that was basically so the people of Paradise can have a fighting chance to survive, basically.
Yeah, and did it for his people. It was one of those situations where it's like, it's pretty much like, would you kill baby Hitler if you knew what he could do in the future? You know what I'm saying? It's one of those hard situations like, damn, killing a baby, that's crazy, but what that person will do in the future is like, the ways, it's like the pros outweigh the cons. Like, destroying the rest of the world, like, he knows that people would look at the people of Paradise like differently, but like he at the same time, it's like, if he doesn't, they're just gonna keep on coming after the 9. You know what I'm saying? They're just gonna keep on coming, like, more and more, like literally within a couple months, they pulled up quick. Like, Reiner and all of them, they pulled up real fast. Like, they had no wait, they pulled up quick. So it's like, I understand it. Like, yo, are you willing to sacrifice? He's pretty much sacrificed his life and like his name for the betterment of his people. And it's like, damn, that's a hard decision.
Soul. He is not going to heaven.
No, yeah, he's dead. Yeah, he's going to hell. 100%.
But also too, he was basically saying that, like, I don't know if it has to do something with the founding powers. He was saying he was playing so many scenarios out, like, this was the only way. He said he felt like he played so many scenarios out, and he's just not smart enough to find a way to fix everything. Which is kind of funny because it brings you back to the old Eren a little bit. Like, there's still a little bit of that old Eren in him. Mm-hmm. He said that. Like, yeah, maybe if it was you that had this power, you could have found a way to fix it. But I don't know if the founding partners have like some Doctor Strange power where you can test out different scenarios and see what happens. Because that's what he made it seem like.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe in that realm they could like see different timelines or something. I don't know. In that realm that she was in, I don't know. But I do agree. Towards the end of season 4, like you try like when they're in that mind space, that's when you truly get the actual version of Eren. Like, you feel me? Where he's actually like when he's talking to Zeke and like explaining about his father. Like, that's the real version of Eren. Like, you feel me? It feels like the one that we got prior in season 4 was like the mask he would put on, like when like, exactly what when he was talking to Armin and Mikasa, like, yo, I never really fuck with y'all niggas, to be honest. Like, you feel me? Like, it was just kind of like he had to say that so he could let go of his earthly ties type shit. That's kind of how it felt. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't truly feel it, but it's just something he had to let them go for him to become that monument god. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of how I pictured it, which I thought was fire.
I like I do like the rumbling, the fear that it brought onto the people. It felt like, yo, this is
it. It felt like it was it.
Like, this is Armageddon.
Yeah, Armageddon.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? The plot was really fire, and then I feel like to make it in a movie form was pretty dope, because it felt like a great final finale. So I did like that aspect. I don't know if some people didn't, but I did. Another pro is...
Any favorite characters or anything like that?
Gene's my favorite character. He survived. I'm surprised. I'm surprised. I remember season 1, I was like, man, that's my guy. Cause the reason why I like Gene, because he was like, no, he actually dies, doesn't he? Did him and Connie die? Or who died?
Connie, I think...
Reiner?
Oh, fuck. I totally forget. I'm not gonna lie. I think Connie dies though, no?
Connie definitely dies.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out who died with him. I think it was Gene, actually.
I don't think Gene died. I think Gene like got married to somebody at the end or something like that.
I thought Connie died, bro.
I'm pretty sure Connie died, but I don't think Gene died. I could be wrong. Yeah, I could be
He
wrong.
was talking to someone. He was like, "Yo, like, I guess we are not well," and then the smoke engulfed him, like the flame smokes.
Oh.
The rumbling engulfed him. But I like how it was. You know how you said you hated Mikasa. I like how they were making us afraid of Mikasa as a character, to see what she was gonna do. I kind of found it crazy how she loved Eren so much that she was willing to forgive him. I almost felt like she was willing to join him on this rumbling aspect, but something, I don't know what was holding him back.
I think it was just because she knows the real Eren. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that, like, she knew that. Like, even I'm pretty sure when he told her, like, yo, you're just a slave to me. Like, you're supposed to follow everything I said. Even all that, I think she was like, oh, he does. Like, even Armin was like, yo, he doesn't really mean it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think both of them truly knew the real Eren. Like, even Armin, even at the end, he was like, yo, like, this, yo, I can't believe like he would really do some shit like this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think they both just truly knew the real Eren. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think they were the only two who really knew Eren.
Yeah, and I feel like that was like a fear of mine that added the more attention to the show. Okay, like, when they finally decide that they have to kill Eren, what is Mikasa going to do? And that's what kind of kept me around too in the show. Also, I think this was in part 4 season 1. I also like how Levi was saying, like, damn, this nigga looked like one of those guys from the slums that I used to see in the underground. I never thought I would see that look on Eren's face. And to see that Levi is realizing that Eren has fully changed too into like a person like him, kind of. I found that really, really cool. And then seeing how Eren just naturally just snapped back and then turned into his regular self when he was talking to Armin. I was like, damn, this dude's like, he has duality. He's able to, how could someone change personality so quick?
Yeah.
but it makes sense at the same time. But that I thought was pretty cool about the last part of season 24.
Yeah, I like them talking in their headspace, like them talking as kids, like kind of just explaining what's going on. Like I feel like it was the same with Mikasa. He turned into like short-haired Eren, and he started talking to her, kind of just explaining what was going on. Speaking of Levi, I really liked Levi's like just Levi as a character in season 4, seeing what he went through, seeing that he almost pretty much died, and like he came back at the end. Hanji pretty much patched him up, and like I think one of my favorite scenes was when they finally finished the rumbling and he's sitting there and he's seeing like all his dead homies, and he was just like, is this peace now? Like, you feel me? Like I hope you guys are like happy, like that you guys sacrificed your life for this, like, you know what I'm saying? Like pretty much like I hope like it was worth it at the end type shit, you know what I'm saying? And it makes you really think about like, bro, how many people fucking died? Like, how many people really fucking died because of this shit? Like, it was a lot of fucking people. Like, shit is crazy. Like, so, yeah, that was one of my favorite scenes.
What was the name of the scientist? It started with H.
Hanji, right?
Huh?
You talking about Hanji?
What's her name?
Hanji?
Is that her name? I thought probably that's her name.
With the eye patch.
Yeah, when she died, and that's the scene you're talking about?
No, like I am talking about that scene, but I'm talking about like at the end of the rumbling, he's laying, like Levi's just laying there, like defeated.
Oh, that one, yeah.
And then he sees all his dead homies, and he's like, yo, like you see Erwin, you see like all the niggas, and he's like, yo, I hope y'all are happy, like, you feel me? Like, I really enjoyed that just because it's like a retrospective, like you get to see all the people that died because of this shit, like this war, this constant war, like people really lost their life because of this shit, like even he saw Sasha, like he saw all his dead homies, like that shit was hard. But yeah, I would say also I really enjoyed seeing Eren finally come to the point where he was like, okay, I'm really gonna do this shit, and he saw it in the future, and then he started to like cry, and he was like, and then he was talking to the little boy like, bro, I'm sorry for what I'm gonna have to do. Like he was talking to that little nigga, like, and it's funny because it was intercutting between the little nigga dying because he was getting stopped, and like Eren like crying to him like, yo, please, like, forgive me for what I have to do, like, you feel me? Like, I just love that, like, even though Eren knew he had, like, what was coming, he still felt, like, kind of sorry, like, for, like, killing random people, you know what I'm saying? But he felt like he had to do it, so, I respect that.
The thing is, and that's why, I feel like that's why, the people who had the fountain power always had to stay behind the wall. Because once they found out the truth, they knew what they had to do. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Every crazy motherfucker enough to do it, bro. I don't get it. He's the craziest motherfucker to do it. And I think the Royals were influenced by Ymir. By the previous founding fathers. I can't speak. Founding Titans fucking ideology. Like, I heard, like, once when you become it, you submit to it. I don't know if it's necessarily they were afraid of doing what Eren just did, but I think the reason why Eren got away with it is because he's not a warrior. He just touched the blonde girl.
Yeah.
Who is a warrior? So that's why he did the blonde girl. But like, to kill that many people, I don't think I would have done it, bro. I would have been like, yo, guys. You going back to Paradise, bro. Like, fuck all that shit.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I would have probably done it. I'm not gonna lie.
I love your crazy ass.
Oh, you gotta think about it. Bro. You're gonna die in a couple years. Like, that's just a fact of life. You're just gonna die in a couple years, right? 2, your people will never be like stopped being hated, never stop being attacked. For me, it's just like, oh, fuck these niggas, huh? Like you feel me? Like, he knows. Even Gabby was like, "Yo, can he just destroy like the military bases?" He's like, "Nah, nigga, you gotta wipe the sheet clean, nigga. Like start from scratch, man." And I get it, man. I'm not saying I would, but I get it. That's all I gotta say. I get it.
Okay, let's talk about the con, because you're touching on the con for me. It's like, you understand why he would have done it, right? But the ending pissed me off a little bit. It's a good ending. Just because something pisses you off doesn't mean it's a bad ending.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like that's what a lot of people were misconstruing. But the fact that he went through all of that just for his friends to live for a little while and have a chance at creating peace. Niggas are still trying to go to war. Parents are still trying to go to war with the other side. And on the other side, some people are still trying to go to war.
Mm-hmm.
So not everything is fixed. And we don't see what actually happens, like if it actually gets fixed. But we do get that. I don't know if you watched it fully through. Did you see at the end how you see Aaron's grave, and then you see like modern worlds being made and shit like that. It's like, damn, he did all of that, right? Just for the world to go back to shit.
Yeah.
Just for it to go back to war, just so people can start killing each other again.
Yeah.
Like, you thought he was resetting the world to make a better world, but it just ends up becoming shit again.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree. I just feel like we don't know if they had a period of peace or like, you feel me? Like, we don't know.
We don't know that.
Yeah, so that's just one of those things where it's like, of course, like we're humans, like shit, like there's never gonna be no like war, like war is on go every single time, but I feel like if he was able to maybe his friends or like the people he grew up with had a good enough life, and then the next generation started war, maybe he's at peace with just his people being good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he was naive enough to think it would end all like conflict because of the 9. Yes, it probably ended that, but just conflict overall, I don't think he was naive enough to think that it would stop all conflict.
He did say that he thought it would be a better chance of them living because the whole world is annihilated. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they annihilate everyone, but he left the same amount, almost basically the same amount of parents.
Mm-hmm.
The island, basically, the population left behind. Yeah, and that was one of the, like, I don't want to call it a con, but it is kind of like a con. Bro. It's like he went through all of that just for nothing to change.
Yeah.
And we don't know if anything changed. You know what I mean? And then it's not a con. This is like, I thought it was interesting. Didn't Armin felt like Erwin at the end?
Yeah.
The way how he was talking, bro.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
He was talking like he did not care, even though he has many years to live because all the Titan powers are gone now, so he has to live a long life. He was still in that world mode, like he doesn't care if he dies or not. Like, yo, we're going to this meeting. We don't know if we're gonna get smoked or not. This is where Aaron kind of left us behind to make a change and shit like that. And I was like, damn, this dude really changed, bro. Like, he's not that timid Armin that we know.
Mm-hmm.
He was like sitting at the table, leg crossed. He looked like he was like calm and collected. Like, he changed.
Yeah, and I also really enjoyed the fact that he was questioning if they saved the right person. You know what I'm saying? Like, he kept on saying that. He was just like, bro, y'all should have saved Arwen, bro. like for real, he was just like, yo, because I really don't know what the fuck I'm doing right now. Like, y'all definitely should have. He said that like twice, I think. He was like, yeah, y'all, I think y'all saved the wrong person. Like, you feel me? Like, and I get it. But at the same time, Armin was probably the only person who could have came up with the idea to really stop Eren. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's super smart, and 2, he knows Eren. So it's like that combination. I don't think Eren would have been able to. Erwin. I don't think Eren would have been able to like figure out the plan to be able to stop Eren, in my opinion. So, oh yeah, continue.
So Aaron had faith that his friends were going to be able to stop him.
Apparently.
Because I heard part of I was watching the video. Part of the plan was to make his friends look like the heroes.
I seen that too. I heard
To
that.
save face.
And that
To save face.
I think that makes sense as well. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
like if you become this big bad villain, and like for the purpose of your friends stopping you, it makes sense because they would be looked at as heroes. As everybody everybody inside the walls would be looked at as heroes and wouldn't be attacked. Pretty much, you know what I'm saying? Because they stopped the apocalypse. So I totally understand how they came to that conclusion. For me personally, I think the only, like I said, I only had one con for like the second half of season 4, and the con was I just feel like the middle was just a little bloated. Like it felt a little like. So like this is kind of how I imagine season 4. It starts off going up, and then I just feel like after they come back to the island, and we're and like they're figuring out everything that's going on, I feel like it kind of just dips low, and then once they get attacked, that's when it kind of starts going up. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there was like a middle section where I just kind of felt a little bored. You know what I'm saying? Like it just kind of felt like nothing was really happening. That's not like a huge con. Like it doesn't ruin the season for me, but that's just kind of how I felt. I felt like and also I still believe that splitting these 2 seasons was a mistake. I think they definitely should have put the 2 seasons together and then left the 2 movie episodes on its own. You know what I'm saying? I think that would have made more sense versus dropping part 1, waiting a whole year or some shit, and then dropping part 2 and splitting part 2 into sections. Like it's like y'all doing too much. Y'all doing too much. But yeah, that's the only con I have for the season. I feel like it was pretty good. Like it answered all the questions we wanted. We got to saw the evolution of Eren. We got to see like the people of Paradis. We got to saw the Eldians. We get to see pretty much everything we wanted to know. You know what I'm saying? Like season 3 was them explaining everything, and I feel like season 4 was us seeing it, like for the first time. We're getting to see like the Cart Titan, other Titans we didn't get to see. You know what I'm saying? Also, what's it called? Annie. Seeing Annie's like kind of like she kind of got able to what's it called when you would fuck, I forget what it's called, when you do something bad and then you're able to like not rejoice, like you're pretty much able to like
Redemption?
redemption. That's what I don't know why I was losing that, but she pretty much got to redeem herself, which I really enjoyed because she was gone for 3 seasons. Like she was gone for 3 seasons pretty much, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed seeing it and hearing her backstory about her father, her like stepfather and shit, and that was really good. So like all in all, I don't really have any negatives for the season. Like I think overall it was great, other than the middle feeling a little bloated and the animation not hitting for me. Do you have any cons other than the ending you said?
The ending's not truly a con. I feel like just because I'm mad about how it ended, it wasn't a bad ending.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like he did what he wanted. He sent the message that he wanted to send, and it did make. If something moves you and makes you really, really like feel the emotion, that's a good ending. That's what I think a good ending is. I feel like a bad ending is something that just doesn't make sense at all.
Or predictable.
Like that. Yeah, or something like so predictable or unpredictable, or something that feels like that the character wouldn't have done, or like, you know what I mean?
Something that evokes emotion. You're pretty much saying like it evoked
Yeah.
like you're gonna feel a type of way about it pretty much, like at the end, which makes sense because of how how high this show accolades wise is. Like people love this show, so the ending, to find a satisfying ending, I would say this ending was pretty satisfying. So to find a satisfying ending in a show that's this hyped up, it's crazy to think about, honestly. But I was gonna ask you, do you know? Because I know they switched the ending. I was like, do you know the other ending or no?
I didn't read the manga.
Oh, okay.
I never read the manga. I wish I did. But I think because a lot of people were comparing. So before I even finish watching anime, a lot of people was comparing it to Code Geass, and how Lelouch died and basically became a villain to make his terrorists and the 11s. Like those are like Japanese people. Seem as like heroes and good people. Basically, that's what Eren did. So I don't know if it's much different from what we watch in anime, because that's what pretty much what Eren did anyway.
Yeah.
He became the villain so that his friends could be the heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, that's what Lelouch did. He became the villain so that way the Britannia, and which were like British people kind of, and then the 11s, which were like Japanese people, come together and become friends because they have to take on a bigger villain, basically, essentially. And that's what because if they comparing it to that ending, I'm assuming that's how the manga ended. But I don't really truly know how the manga ended.
I just saw something online. I guess it involves a 3-year time skip. I don't know what that means. Maybe it shows what's going on with the characters after, and people probably didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
But the ending is like, I can't see any other way of it ending. Like, what did you want to happen? Did you want the people of Paradise to beat them up, and then the people of Marley just said, okay, we forgive you, it's over. Like, that's not how war ends, bro. Like, well, how do you want him to end it? You know what I mean? They want it to end like with Eren destroying everybody, and then the Eldians rule the world. Is that how they want it to end? Is that a good ending?
I would say honestly, the only way to truly end a war is to find a common enemy, which that's what Eren did. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense to me, honestly. Yeah, I feel like season 4. I think I like season 4 more than season 3. You know me, I'm a sucker for a time skip. I love seeing characters get older. I love seeing characters change their perspective. I love seeing main characters shift from being morally right to being kind of morally in the gray. I'm a big fan of that, so I really enjoyed season 4.
I think he's wrong, bro. I think Eren's wrong. He said how dumb he did, but I understand why he did it.
Hey man, to each his own. You feel me? I say fuck them niggas. That's all I say. Me personally.
80% of the world, bro.
I'm a Jaegers, bro. I'm a Jaegers. I ain't gonna lie. I would have asked that nigga to make me one of the 9.
That's a small group of people versus the whole world, bro.
It's not fair, bro. It's not fair.
For a small group of people. I don't know, man. I feel bad. Like, you killed innocent kids, innocent women, all for the sake of this couple of you. I don't think that's good. But,
what would you? Continue. What'd you say? What'd you say?
What did you say? But like to each
Hold on.
I think if I was in that predicament, I would just say like, yo, we should just go back.
Nah. I can't. There's no going back, bro. It's pretty much like finding out that there's other alien societies type shit. Like there's alien societies, then that like the government knew the whole time and they didn't tell us. It's like that would change everybody's perspective. That would change like the view of the world. Like I understand why he felt like that. Like he thought they were the only people. They were like they're monsters. Like don't go like they couldn't even picture like a beach. Like you feel me? Like they couldn't even picture shit like that. Like so the fact that they got to see it and they got to figure out, and then he finds out like pretty much like that they were fucked from the start. Like It's just like, bro, I totally understand how that could fuck somebody's head up, like, completely.
Oh yeah, I understand that too. Then again, I'm talking like I didn't go through what Aaron went through, so I don't know what I actually would do if I, cause he clearly was a different nigga in the beginning of the first episode.
Yeah.
But I think when I seen that big reveal, I'd be like, oh shit, what fuck? Might as well just stay behind here, bro.
I don't
Might
know.
as well stay behind here. I don't know, but that's.
Especially because he only probably got like 4 or 5 years to live. Fuck it. Let me just take the world with me, man. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, so I want you to rate season 4, and then I want you to rate Attack on Titan as a whole.
Season 4 is I would say season 4 is an 8.
Alright.
Attack on Titan as a whole is a 9.
Okay. For me, I would give season 4 an 8.5. And I high-key feel like this show might damn near be a 10, bro. Like, truly, what is some of, like, the issues I have with this show are so minimal, you know what I'm saying? Like, compared to, like, other shows that I watch, like, there's, like, plot holes, like, characters that don't really develop. I just feel like this entire series, it might damn near be a 10, bro. I'm trying hard to think, like, what I truly didn't like.
I feel like animation's a big factor for me, bro. If you fucking up on the animation on the final season, that's a big. You can't give that to a 10.
Yeah, that's fair. Alright, I'll give it a 9.5.
You can give the plot a 10 though.
Yeah, I'll just give the overall series a 9.5. It's a must-watch anime. I think it will go down as one of the greatest in, like, of all time, like, up there with, like, Full Metal. I was gonna say Hunter x Hunter, but I don't know. I'm one of those niggas that you know, Hunter x Hunter was iffy for me.
Hunter x Hunter is now. I don't know why people hype that show. I love that show.
Don't know either. I don't know either.
Like they fucking up with the they fucked up with Gon, but like Gon's like added like the manga kind of. Well, I haven't read the manga in a while, but I was reading the manga and it was all about he and Gon's added a picture, and sometimes Gon's just added a picture of Gon. I don't like that. Like, it's all about him.
Yeah.
It's about other people.
I just feel like for a fighting anime, for the best fight to be Gon versus Hisoka, I find that to be mind-boggling. Like, how could that be the best? How could that be the best fight in the whole series? Like,
the Chimera Ant didn't even fight the Lord.
Miriam. That's what I'm saying. It's like, how is Gon versus Hisoka the best fight in the series for a fighting anime? If your best fight is in the first season, that's crazy to me. Like, I think the power system is 10 out of 10. Like, the way they explain the power system and how you could do whatever you want, kind of like you can have your own style or whatever. I think that shit was fire. I just feel like when it comes to the action, it's like it was really lacking.
The thing about the power system, I feel like they made Killua. What's the blonde Kurapika power? They made it seem like he's limited. You know what I mean? Like
Kurapika specifically, he was specifically limited. Like he could only do his shit to the what was that called? The Phantom Troop. Like he could only do that to them. Like that shit was like Killua, and that nigga he just looked so hard when he got the chains. Nigga, that nigga was he was so fine. Like I don't know, bro. I don't know. But the reason why I put it up there with Full Metal is just because Full Metal plot fire, action fire, character fire, like the animation fire, like that's it. Like that's all you looking for in an anime, bro. Like, you feel me? So I have to put that up there with Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan definitely deserves it. Yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about that, man. That shit is hard, bro. I gotta give it to them. I truly don't think there'll be another show like this, in my opinion. Like when it comes to like anime, when it comes to the way they fight, the plot. Even though it took so long for season 1 to season 4, it's still cohesive, which is hard to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I gotta give it to the creator of this show. You did your thing, bro, for real. Like this shit, it's just gonna go down legendary.
I just feel so bad. He feels guilty that people were not happy about that. Like he really affected him a lot. I'm like, dude, you did a good job, bro. Like
that's the thing. He should be happy just because there's endings that ruin shows. You feel me? Like I haven't watched it, but Game of Thrones.
People thought this ending ruined the show.
I haven't seen that type of discourse compared to like, bro, Game of Thrones. Niggas are telling niggas not to watch the show because of the ending.
Nigga, I finished Game of Thrones last year. That ending was understandable. I like that ending. The ending was fine.
Niggas hate that whole season 8. I think it's called. Niggas hate that whole entire season, bro. Niggas are telling other people not to watch the show because of that season. That should tell you the difference. You feel me? Like people might be mad about the ending, but niggas aren't saying like don't watch the show. You feel me? Like so there's a certain type of discourse. There's just a different type of discourse. Like regardless, this entire series will be looked back at fondly. Like bro, the season 2, the episode with Eren when he charges. That's literally one of the highest rated television shows of all time. Like it was literally like one of the highest rated television shows like ever. So like this show is gonna stand the test of time, bro, because of how much accolades like this shit has. You feel me? So
it's funny because I remember when I first watched Attack on Titan, I stumbled on it on accident trying to watch with Fate Stay. It was one of the Fate. I think Fate Stay at Night. Fate Zero. I stumbled on it and I watched the whole first episode. Like, I watched the whole season 1 in one day, bro. I was like, damn, this show was fire.
Yeah, I feel it.
A couple years later, everyone starts talking about it. Like, oh shit, it's back, and then everyone's going crazy about it.
I think I watched it. I could say I watched it in an era of time where I wasn't really watching anime, so it was like something completely new. That, and then I still remember to this day, I watched Breaking Bad first, and then I watched the season 1 of Attack on Titan, and I just felt like, yo, TV's getting crazy right now. Like, like, that's really what I thought, like, at the time, compared to the shows I was watching back then, like fucking Teen Wolf and Arrow and shit. I was just like, yo, this shit is real great television, you feel me? Like, so I'll still remember it to this day for that. Like, I'll always have to recommend this show to anybody that, even if you don't watch anime, like, I think you could watch this show and really enjoy it for what it is. Like, I think it's just great storytelling, you feel me? And I'll never forget seeing Eren die for the first time. I really thought, like, I was like, who are we following in this show? Like, bro, I truly never forgot. The nigga died, and then he, like, you gotta think about it, right? One of the reasons I was like iffy on the show, because I was like, oh, it's Titan, so it's like zombies pretty much, so, like, you feel me? And I don't really like zombie content like that, you feel me? So I was like, oh, they're like zombies, and then so I got to of course the first few episodes are great, and then you get to, I think it was episode 5 where Eren dies, and you're like, wait, what? You're just like, and then he comes back and can turn into a Titan. You're just like, whoa, wait, what? And then you just start thinking like, wait, so that means the colossal nigga and the armor nigga is a nigga, like, you feel me? And it just starts, like, everything just starts going in your head, bro. Like, it was just phenomenal, bro. Great shit. Yeah, that's all I got on that, man. Shit was hard. Shout out Attack on Titan.
Glamour of wearing diamonds. Diamonds bring status, elegance, and prestige. Their brilliance makes